Welcome back to the 5x5. I'm David, your host, and this is The Drive. I haven't done these in a while. Well, I guess I have. I'm going to stop saying that because I do them, and there's some that I like that really aren't that entertaining, and some that I think that are kind of funny. So those are the ones that end up on Spreaker and Mixler.com. But I got through my Monday, which is really Friday. And if you guys have listened to the show, Friday is my Monday because I work Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Monday is my Sunday. No, Monday's my Saturday, if that makes sense. But I hope you guys are doing well. I'm doing relatively good. I've had a pretty decent day. I'm just tired. Now, I won't be tired because I've got my second wind. Earlier, I was just yawning. And I'm like, am I going to make it these last 3 hours? Because, I work till midnight. And I'm like, because I had to get up early to run some errands. And then when I came back home, I only had like an hour and a half to get to work. So that kind of stole most of my rest time away from me. But tomorrow, since I don't have anything to do, I think I'm sleeping till like noon. But I just need to take my butt to bed at nighttime. That's the problem. If I just stay up too long, and it's just getting ridiculous. My sleep patterns are so screwed. I've been staying up watching House of Cards. If you guys know what House of Cards is like a political drama on Netflix. It's one of their original shows, and I absolutely love it. They throw a little bit of everything in there. And the main character, which is Kevin Spacey, he plays Francis Underwood, which he's Frank. And I've been hearing about this show through friends and through different people talking about it. I think it won some awards as well. And so since all my shows were on Winter Olympic hiatus, I said, well, I need something to watch. I was caught up on all my TV, and they had just released the second season of House of Cards. So I started it, and I got completely engrossed in it. And Frank is the boss, and I absolutely, I don't say I love the show, but I really like it. But like I said, I'm glad to be going home now. My coworker who relieves me, I don't like talking to him. And he's always trying to throw some type of dig at me. For one, he's not intelligent. If we would actually banter back and forth, I would hurt his feelings. So I try to keep it to a minimum. Put it on mute and keep it cute. Like, okay, I'll say hi about whatever. But today he kind of pulled me into a conversation that I didn't want to be in. He was because he's a black guy and he's a Republican, and so he's running for some type of office here. Even if I were so inclined to vote Republican, which I do not, it wouldn't be him because I work with you and I know that you don't do a good job at work. How are you gonna do a good job in some type of political service? And I'm like, whatever. Bring that noise down because I'm really not trying to hear all that. And so tonight he asked me, how do you know I'm a Republican? Who told you that? Did you tell me somebody said? I'm like, no one told me that you were a Republican. Someone told me that you were running for office as like township trustee or something. Somebody told me you was running for office, and so when I went and looked, I didn't know what office it was because I was curious myself. And I couldn't say this. The reason I was curious, I was thinking about what office could you run because you're ignorant. I couldn't say that, but what I did say is, well, somebody told me that you was running office, so I looked and I put your name in, and your name happened to come up on the where I found the information that came up on the Facebook Republican page for this area. So he kept on saying, well, I just want to know who told you. I just told you, dude. And he's like, oh, well, yeah. I said, better question, an easy fix for that. Are you a Republican? You know, you're bouncing all around the subject, because I had told him previously when he asked where I lived in town so I could vote for him, and I told him I don't vote Republican. And he was like, he wanted to know how I knew, and I'm like, no, dude, for one, I'm not voting for you, and even if I was so inclined, I wouldn't vote for you, because you're not good at your job, because I see all the craziness that you do. And y'all, somebody's triple C. Look, this guy is in the wrong side. What is your problem? People are problems. People have problems. I'm gonna run the store real quick, guys, and I'll be right back to finish up my drive episode.
Podcasting straight to your MP3 player. Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
So, I'm back. I just had to run in there. I needed some sparkling ice water. I want the city to get the other flavors of the sparkling ice lemonade, because they sound good. I've never had them. I just had the classic, which is really good, but they have like 4 or 5 other ones. You know, guys, I'm a fan of sparkling ice water, so I've been giving them free publicity on my Facebook page, on my podcast. But anyhow, that's not a big deal. So what I was saying was, talking about my black Republican coworker who's running for office, and I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't be voting for you anyhow. And he was just really concerned. I'm like, but if you don't have anything to hide, you should have said, yeah, I'm a Republican, and not any big deal. You don't want people telling you, you're ashamed of it, you know? But he's one of these people that goes against the grain, and normally I'm a fan of people going against the grain, but he wants to have an agenda, because the political, I don't know how to put it. The political people who are in town that are black and Democrats, it's really saturated, and they all know he's a fool, and also he's a preacher. And again, there's no church that you could preach at that I would go to, you know. So I'm like, yeah, you're doing way too much. And the popo are really out tonight. They are trying to get the kids. There is police on the street, and there's one in this parking lot. Oh, and I go into the store to get my sparkling ice, and I'm just humming. I've been humming this that Beyonce song all day, and she's like, "Are you gonna serenade me?" I'm like, "Oh, you don't want to hear me serenade. You don't want to hear me sing, make your ear bleed, not being funny." She's like, "No." She's like, "I'll listen to you anytime." I'm like, "Girl, did you just try to hit on me?" Although I was looking cute, my earrings are in, so maybe I'm her type. But she was nice. Normally I get some smart jackhole that give me a whole lot of attitude. But anyhow, that's neither here nor there. I hope you guys are having a great week and a good start to you guys this weekend. I'm working, of course. I'm still on the search for my Lois Lane 106 comic book. So if anybody knows where I can find a copy, don't tell me eBay, because I've seen it on eBay. And I think I want to buy the poster, though. I think it'd be nice, because if you know, I'm going to start doing some of my Fanboy Weekly podcasts. I'm going to simulcast it from Google Hangout. So if you want to be on a Google Hangout, just go to 5by5@gmail.com and add me to your circles. And also, it's you have to type in the number 5 BYYFIVE, and that should bring me up, hopefully. And you can sit and chat and be seen and all that kind of good stuff. I was really nervous to do it at first. I've done one, but I want a backdrop, so I think I'm gonna get the poster to have that in the back of the screen. But I need to learn how to work with YouTube and all that stuff. I've really never been a video person, but I'm like, what the hell? if somebody doesn't like how I look or how I'm doing it, they don't have to look anymore. So I'm going to do it. So guys, you can check me out on Spreaker.com, the 5x5. Always and anytime you can send me a tweet at the 5x5, or check out the Facebook page, facebook.com/the 5x5, completely spelled out. And we always have the blog where sometimes it might be about a show, and sometimes it's just me talking about something I've seen, or just throwing a video up that I don't discuss on any of my podcast platforms, and that's the 5x5.blogspot.com. Let's see. I don't think there was anything else. I think it's been a pretty easy day for me work-wise. It was just long. It was just really, really long. And just the only thing with my coworker, my black Republican coworker, trying to find out how I knew that he was a Republican. And I think somebody did tell me, but I listen to very little what people say about other people. I normally do the research and find out who it is. But again, you're not good at your job, regardless. Even if you was a Democrat, if he were a Democrat, and I work with him, and I know how poorly you do your job, I would. My car's making a funny noise. What is that? Y'all hear that? That was odd. That's one thing I hate. When I turn my car off, the lights don't go off for 10 seconds. Sometimes I'm sitting here and I finish up a podcast, since it's my drive podcast, and I'm talking, and they stay on, and if there are people on the street, they're looking at me like, what are you doing in your car, stalker? Or, I know a lot of cars now, new cars, that they have those lights that you don't have to turn on. You have the daytime running lights, and they stay on all the time. And then it flips to your high beams at nighttime. And I'll, it'd be nighttime, and I'll, get out of the car and run to the store. And so I said, your lights are still on. And I'll like, oh, they'll go off by themselves. And they'll look at me like, oh, you think you're something. This car is not that, it's not like that new. My car is 8. This is a 2005. My car is 8 years old? No, 9 years old. Well, it'll be 8 years old. Well, no, it's 9 years old. So I'm like, whatever. It's not that big of a deal. I don't get into, my car. It needs a paint job on one side. But anyhow, that's neither here nor there either. Thank you guys for listening. Listen. That's one thing. I get to talking really fast, and my words kind of run together and things. My brain works faster than my mouth. And then stuff, I know what I'm going to say, and I kind of plan out things I want to say inside my head, but my brain gets going so fast and my mouth can't keep up. So sometimes everything just kind of runs together. I had a speech impediment years ago where I stuttered for the same reason. I try to get so much stuff out. And I just had to tell myself, slow down. I had a really good public speaking professor, and she was like, what your biggest problem is? She said, you talk way too fast. And so she's like, if you just slow down a little bit, she's like, you'll be able to get everything out. Everything sounds good, but you just go too fast and your words run together. And I noticed sometimes when I listen back to a podcast, I'm like, oh my God, I'm talking so fast. Slow down, David, slow down. It's not a race. You'll get to the end of it. Anyhow, and I say anyhow too much, so I'm gonna bring that back a little bit and stop saying anyhow so much. But thank you guys for listening. Another edition of The Drive from the 5x5. I'm your host, David, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.